Therapy dogs are becoming a familiar sight across Lincolnshire.
Pumpkin brings so much to special needs children, families that have recently lost an animal, somebody with special needs, or just somebody that's just struggling in life.
They're having a huge impact on the lives of the people that they visit. But they're facing a challenge as some don't see them as a form of real therapy.
All human beings want to feel connection, and all human beings want to feel safe, and all human beings want love unconditionally.
To understand what a therapy dog actually is, we have to start with their handlers. Pause for Minds is Ian Blakemore's small therapy dog service where his dog Noodle supports people's well-being by offering calm, comforting interactions. They're based in Hull but travel over Lincolnshire. But unlike counselling or talking therapies, this industry is almost entirely unregulated. Today, we're meeting one of the independents in Hull, Pause for Minds, run by Ian Blakemore and his dog Noodle.
Hi, my name's Ian Blakemore and I own Pause for Minds. Pause for Minds is a mental health, well-being and we're a trauma-informed company that uses support, animal assistance support, with our therapy dog called Noodle.
Without any formal regulation or process, anyone can call their dog a therapy dog, and that creates real problems. There's no standard for training and no protection for the dogs themselves. It leaves the good businesses and programmes fighting to prove their credibility.
To be honest, I'd love it if it was regulated because it would actually add a lot more credibility to my work. We're 30 years behind the likes of Germany, Australia. I think we're even further behind America, their use of wellbeing and therapy dogs. People say it's expensive if you're looking at £100 to £150 an hour, but when you look at what a dog can get out of somebody, if you've got a child who's been through traumatic experiences, whether it's might be sexual assault, abuse in the house, in the home, bullying, they're not going to open up to a psychiatrist or somebody, a counsellor.
People see the cost, but without recognition, the value of this work is easy to miss. A therapy dog can reach places traditional support simply can't. As mental health wait times are only increasing, we can see an increasing need for alternative types of support. We meet Rose Harvey, a nurse. She tells us how therapy animals can help.
Definitely help with mental health services as well as learning difficulties. It can be quite frustrating because patients tend to get annoyed at us as the nurses because we're the faces they see first.
As much as therapy dogs ease tension on the wards, Rose explains next that NHS cuts mean services like this won't be offered.
Possibly, but obviously the financial side of it, the NHS is making lots of cuts, so I don't think it's a service that will be readily available.
And while NHS cuts mean therapy dogs won't be offered, some schools are stepping in themselves, which is why next we're heading to Holton, an SEMH school in Osenby, to meet Stevie and her therapy dog Marley. SEMH schools specialise in supporting pupils with social, emotional and mental health needs, offering support they can't always get in mainstream classrooms.
The guys who work with the kids, and they're there, you know, the TAs, the teachers and stuff like that, they can see the impact that just being able to say, come on, let's get this work done, and then you'll be able to go and see Marley, or should I go and get Marley to come and help you with that work, or whatever it is. They see the impact of that. So I see the impact of that. I suppose it would be nice for policymakers and for them to see to really understand the impact. And I suppose that only comes from them asking the questions to the people that it is impacting, the children and the staff.
When Stevie explains what Marley actually does for the kids at her school, it becomes obvious why he's more than just a pet. But during his training, that wasn't always recognised. Without any formal regulation or law, people sometimes didn't understand his role. Marley looked like an ordinary dog, so Stevie had to justify his presence.
It's like I'm a working mentor dog. Obviously I didn't need him, but I wanted him to have those environments, pushing a trolley next to a dog, the noise and all of that kind of stuff, and all of the legs and I wanted him to experience that in case I need to take a child into the shop, or be in those crowded environments to support a child in those environments. And I think sometimes people will be like, some people were lovely, some people would ask the question, we'd have the conversation, and that would be it. But I think even walking in, I've tried to take him in other times and not had his thing on and trying to explain. Actually, I did take him into a restaurant once because he didn't have his thing, and it was through work, and they said, oh no, it's only if they're blind. And that was a chain place, so I have thought to myself, I need to write to them. Equally, I understand that these people need that, but that might stop someone I work with accessing this environment.
Stevie's story shows how hard it can be to have a dog recognised for the work they genuinely do. That same gap in recognition is exactly what Tammy, who runs the disabled dog charity Pumpkin and Friends, faced with her dog Pumpkin. Pumpkin is a paralysed therapy dog from Lincoln who became the face of a charity that supports disabled animals. She visits schools, care homes, universities and workplaces to emotionally support, raise awareness and educate people about disabled pets.
We're a disabled animal charity, so we provide wheelchairs, strollers, financial funding for veterinary costs, rehabilitation and anything that animal needs really.
Pumpkin isn't just known in the community, she's followed by thousands online on social media, her daily adventures reaching far beyond the places she visits in person.
Yeah, so Pumpkin attends 2 local schools regularly. She visits them at least once a fortnight. We also go to local businesses as well, the university, anywhere really that wants to meet Pumpkin and they need a bit of therapy time.
Pumpkin's impact on the community is clear, but getting her recognised as a disabled therapy dog has been a battle for Tammy.
There's not very many therapy dogs that have disabilities themselves, and I would find that would be the hardest stigma and the hardest thing we've had to overcome, to prove that an animal with a disability is just as able to be a therapy dog as an able-bodied dog. So that's been a challenge. A legitimate therapy dog charity wouldn't accept Pumpkin as a therapy dog because of her disabilities. They are against animals with disabilities becoming therapy dogs because they believe, 1, health and safety, the wheelchairs are a hindrance. 2, the animal can't do what an able-bodied dog does, it can't do the tricks that an able-bodied dog does. So Pumpkin was written off and refused to be a therapy dog for a very large, well-known therapy dog charity because she couldn't sit on command.
From schools to charities to care homes, it's no question that therapy dogs offer comfort, connection and moments of calm. Therapy dogs aren't a cure-all, they work best when they are part of a wider care system, not a replacement for it. As more people rely on these animals, the impact is clear. Setting better standards and rules would help make sure the animals that comfort our communities get their chance to shine.
And to make them feel special, like our kids.
Just the smiles and the happiness.
And as soon as Noodle's in there, you see them opening up.
Therapy dogs are definitely needed.